Fluency English Podcast. You can speak fluency and confidently.
Welcome to Fluency English Podcast. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for another deep dive. I am your host, Peter.
And hello, I am Anna. I am so happy to be here with you all today.
It is wonderful to have you here. Now, before we jump into our topic, which I'm actually very excited about, I have to ask, how are you? How was your morning?
Oh, I want to say great, but if I'm being really honest, my morning was, a little bit of a disaster. It was stressful.
Stressful. I'm sorry to hear that. What happened?
Yeah.
Did you oversleep or burn the coast?
No, nothing like that. It all started the moment I finished my coffee. I went into my bedroom to get dressed for our recording today.
Okay.
I walked up to my closet, I grabbed the handles, and I pulled the doors open. And then just froze.
You froze. What were you looking at?
I was staring at a mountain in a fabric. My closet is completely 100% full.
Wow.
I mean, I have shirts from 5 years ago, pants in 3 different sizes, dresses I wore once to a wedding. The hangers, they're fighting for space.
That sounds chaotic. But with all those options, surely it was easy to pick an outfit.
That's the crazy part. I stood there looking at, hundreds of items.
Right.
And the only thought that came into my head was, I have absolutely nothing to wear.
Ah, yes. The great modern paradox.
It is.
We have so much, but we feel like we have nothing. I think almost everyone listening has felt that exact same frustration. It's a kind of paralysis, isn't it?
It is the worst feeling. It feels so heavy. And the real irony, the joke, is that I actually love shopping. I really do.
Enjoy it.
I love the thrill of it, walking into a store and seeing something new and shiny, but then I come home, I put it in the closet, and the stress just comes right back. And that's not even the other side of the coin.
Which is?
My bank account. I look at my banking app and I want to close my eyes.
I can imagine. The joy of the purchase fades pretty fast when the bill arrives.
Exactly. Honestly, my bank account needs CPR.
CPR. You mean your finances are flatlining?
They are on life support. The doctors have been called. It was the end of season sale last week. I went in for a scarf and came out with a whole new personality. My wallet is in critical condition.
Well, there's a very funny way to put it, but it really does highlight a serious cycle that so many of us get trapped in.
It really is a cycle.
We buy to feel good, but the buying creates this mess, which makes us feel bad, so we buy more to feel better again.
And I really want to break it.
Okay, well, let's talk about how it starts. How does the shopping usually begin for you? Is it like a planned thing?
Rarely. Almost never. It usually starts with a lie. A little lie I tell myself.
A lie. What is it?
I'm just going to look.
Ah, the famous last words. I'm just looking.
Exactly. I'm bored, or maybe I'm tired after work, so I open a shopping app on my phone.
Right.
Or I'll walk past a store window and think, I'll just pop in to check the prices. I have zero intention of buying a thing. I promise myself. But then 5 minutes later...
Let me guess. It's like a blackout.
It is. It's a retail blackout. I wake up at the register, holding my credit card, buying a new T-shirt I didn't even know existed 10 minutes ago.
You've really hit on something fundamental there.
Yeah.
Just looking is almost always the first step to just buying.
It's a trap.
It is a trap we set for ourselves. We think we have all this willpower, but we're walking into an environment that is literally designed to break it.
It really feels like that. Like the stores are smarter than I am.
They are, but we can be smarter, and that's exactly what we're going to do today.
Okay.
Our mission for this deep dive is to help you, and everyone listening, protect yourselves from this cycle of materialism. We've done a deep dive into some great sources on minimalist living, and we've pulled out 3 specific, really powerful rules.
I am so ready. My closet is ready, and my bank account is definitely ready.
Now, just a quick disclaimer before we start. When we say the word minimalism, people often get a little scared.
Yeah, I get scared. Does this mean I have to throw away all my clothes?
No.
Do I have to live in an empty white room with just one spoon? Because I like my comfort.
No, absolutely not. This isn't about becoming a monk or, deprivation. It's about intention.
Okay.
We're not telling you to stop spending money. We're suggesting you stop buying problems and start buying peace of mind.
Buying peace of mind. I like the sound of that.
So before you can get to the rules, we have to understand the enemy. We need to go a bit deeper into that retail blackout you mentioned. We have to answer the question, why do we buy?
That's the big one. Why do I buy things I really don't need? Am I just weak?
Not at all. It's not weakness, it's biology. To understand why we buy, We have to stop looking at the credit card and start looking at the chemicals in your brain,
Okay.
specifically a little neurotransmitter called dopamine.
Right, dopamine. I've heard of that. That's the happy chemical, isn't it?
Well, that's the common misconception. People think dopamine is about pleasure, about feeling satisfied, but actually, it's the craving chemical.
The craving chemical.
It's the molecule of more. Think about our ancestors, thousands of years ago.
Okay.
They were hunter-gatherers. If they saw a berry bush, their brain had to scream, "Get those berries, get them now," just to survive. That jolt of energy, that's dopamine. It gives you the motivation to hunt.
Okay, but I'm not hunting for berries. I'm hunting for shoes.
Exactly. But your brain doesn't really know the difference.
Ah.
When you see a new collection banner or a bright red sale sign, your brain interprets that as a survival resource. It gives you a spark. A little firework goes off in your head.
That explains so much. That spark is exactly what I feel. It's exciting. It feels like possibility.
Correct. It's a biological trick. Your brain predicts that this new thing will make your life better. It makes a promise.
Right.
It promises that if you buy that dress, you'll be happier, you'll be more successful.
But the promise is usually a lie.
Almost always. This is what researchers call the thrill of the hunt. The reward has to come before you get the item to motivate you. That's why the moment of buying is the peak. The second you actually bring the item home, the dopamine it drops off a cliff.
That is so true. Getting the package in the mail is often less exciting than the act of ordering it online.
Because the hunt is over.
Yeah.
And retailers, they know this. They basically hack this biology. They use bright colors, special lighting, limited time offers, all to trigger that hunter instinct.
Wow.
So when you're standing in that store, you're not fighting a bad habit. You're fighting millions of years of evolution.
Okay, so my own brain is working against me. But it's not just inside my head, is it? I feel pressure from the outside, too.
Oh, absolutely. We're social animals. We look at others to figure out how to behave. And this brings us to a very famous idiom in English.
What's that?
Keeping up with the Joneses.
Keeping up with the Joneses. I've heard that so many times. But who are the Joneses, and why do I care about them?
Well, the Joneses is just a sort of generic name for your neighbors, your friends, or, in the modern world, the influencers you see on Instagram. Yeah. And keeping up means trying to stay at the same level of status as them. It's all about comparison.
Status.
If your neighbor buys a new car, you feel this sudden, subtle pressure to get a new car so you don't look, poor or unsuccessful.
I feel this so much with technology. The iPhone example is the perfect one for me.
Okay, tell me about that.
Well, I have a phone. It works perfectly fine. It takes photos. It sends messages. The battery is good. But then September comes around.
The big announcement.
The big announcement happens.
Yeah.
A new model is released.
And what happens to your perfectly good phone?
Suddenly it feels like garbage. I look at it and I think, ugh, this old thing, it's so slow. The camera is terrible. But nothing actually changed about my phone.
No.
Only my perception of it changed.
That is the trap. The Joneses effect makes you feel that a perfectly functioning item is obsolete just because a newer version exists. You feel like you have to upgrade just to be normal.
It feels like a necessity.
Yeah.
But it's just a status symbol.
Exactly. And that's before we even get to something called the Diderot Effect.
The what effect?
The Diderot Effect. It's named after a French philosopher, Denis Diderot. The story goes that he was given this beautiful, expensive red robe.
Okay.
It was gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
But when he put it on, he looked around his house, and suddenly all his old furniture looked cheap and shabby compared to this one new robe.
Oh, no. I think I see where this is going.
So he replaced his rug to match the robe. Then he had to replace his chair to match the new rug. Then the paintings on the wall. Then the table. He ended up broke because one new thing made him dissatisfied with everything else he already owned.
I have done this. I bought a new duvet cover for my bed.
Yep.
Then I thought, oh, I need new pillows. Then new curtains. Then I ended up painting the whole room.
That is the Diderot effect. One purchase just spirals into 10 more.
So we have dopamine inside us, the Joneses outside, and some French philosopher making us buy new furniture. It feels kind of hopeless.
It's not hopeless. Because now that we know the enemy, we have the antidote. We have the strategies to fight back. Are you ready for the first rule?
I am so ready. What is rule number 1?
Rule number 1 is a nice catchy rhyme, so it's easy to remember. Buy nice or buy twice.
Buy nice or buy twice. I like that. It's about quality, right?
It is. The whole concept is if you buy the cheapest possible option just to save a few dollars today, you often end up paying more in the long run.
Why is that?
Because it breaks or it wears out or it just doesn't work well and you have to replace it. You buy it twice.
I have such a painful story about this. It's about sneakers.
Let's hear it.
A few years ago, I needed new walking shoes. I went to the store and I saw a pair of these really high-quality brand-name sneakers. They were expensive. And I thought, no way, I am not spending that much on a pair of shoes.
That's a very common reaction. We see the price tag and we just panic.
Totally. Then I saw another pair that was very, very cheap. And they looked okay. They were white, they were shiny. So I felt really smart. I bought the cheap ones and saved like $100.
And how did those smart shoes work out for you?
It was great for exactly 1 week.
Just 1 week.
Yes. After maybe a week of walking, my feet started to hurt. The sole was basically thin cardboard. They made this little squeaking noise every time I walked.
Oh, no.
And then, literally 3 weeks later, the fabric tore. A hole right by my toe.
So you bought the cheap shoes to save money, but now you have broken shoes and your feet hurt. What did you do then?
I had to go back to the store and buy another pair.
Exactly. You bought twice. You paid for the cheap shoes, and then you had to pay for a replacement. If you just bought the nice pair first, you would have saved time, pain, and probably money in the end.
I realized I wasn't just buying shoes. I was buying future problems. I was basically buying trash.
That's a great way to put it. But, I do want to pause here for a second, because I think there's a valid criticism of this rule.
What do you mean?
Well, telling people to just buy the expensive thing can sound a little bit privileged.
Oh, that's true. I've heard of the Boots theory of economics. It's from a book, I think.
Yes, the Sam Vimes Boots theory. It's brilliant. Can you explain it for our listeners?
Yeah, so the theory is that a rich person can afford the $200 boots that will last them 10 years.
Right.
A poor person can't afford that upfront cost. They can only afford the $20 boots. But those boots leak and break after just a few months. So over 10 years, the poor person buys 10, maybe 15 pairs.
And spends more in total.
They end up spending $500 on boots, while the rich person only spent $200.
It is very expensive to be poor. That is a reality. So if someone listening has very little money, they might feel frustrated by buy nice or buy twice. They might say, I don't have the money to buy nice.
Exactly. If I only have $50, I can't invest in the $200 coat. So is this rule only for rich people?
I don't think so. I think we just need to adjust how we apply it. And this brings us to the idea of cost per wear.
Cost per wear.
Yeah. Instead of just looking at the total price, you divide the price by how many times you think you'll actually use the item.
Okay.
So a $10 t-shirt you only wear once actually costs you $10 per wear. But a $50 t-shirt that you wear 100 times, that costs you 50 cents per wear.
Okay. The math makes sense. But what about that big upfront cost?
This is where we have to be creative. Buying nice doesn't have to mean buying brand new luxury things. It can mean buying secondhand.
Oh, like from thrift stores or vintage shops.
Exactly. You can often find a really high-quality, well-made jacket at a thrift store for the same price as a brand new, low-quality jacket from a fast fashion store.
That is a really good point. So buying nice is more about the material and the way it's made, not about the fancy store it came from.
Precisely. And it connects to a vocabulary word I want to highlight here, which is frugal.
Frugal. F-R-U-G-A-L.
A lot of people think frugal just means cheap, but they're actual opposites.
Oh, really?
Being cheap is about spending as little as possible, no matter how bad the result is, like your sneakers. But being frugal means getting the best possible value for your money.
So buying the expensive item that lasts for 10 years is frugal. Buying the cheap thing that breaks is just wasteful.
Frugal means being smart, not being miserable.
I like that distinction a lot. Okay, so rule number 1, buy nice or buy twice. Focus on quality and how long something will last, even if you have to buy it secondhand to afford it.
Excellent. Now let's move on to rule number 2. This rule is designed to fight that dopamine rush. It tackles the impulse buy.
I'm just looking and suddenly I own a kayak problem.
Precisely. In our source material, they call this wish list plus wait. But a more common name for it in English is the 24-hour rule, or using a great idiom, sleeping on it.
Sleep on it.
I use that phrase a lot. It means you wait, right? You delay a decision until the next day.
Yes, exactly. You wait until you have a cool head. A cool head. So without the hot emotion of that dopamine spark.
That's it. Remember, when you're in the store or you're on that website, you're in a hot state, your heart rate is up, your brain is firing off those chemicals. You can't trust your own brain in that moment. You are basically under the influence.
So how does the rule work in practice? I'm scrolling on my phone. I see a beautiful jacket. I really want to click buy now. And the website says only 3 left. What do I do?
First, you have to recognize that only 3 left is a marketing trick. It's called a scarcity tactic. They are trying to force you to act fast, to panic.
It works on me every single time. I do panic. I think, what if someone else gets it?
So here's the protocol. Step 1 is stop. Take your hand off the mouse. Just take a breath.
Okay.
Step 2, put the item on a wish list.
A wish list? You mean like write it down somewhere?
Yep. Use the Notes app on your phone. Create a special list called Things I Want to Buy. Write down the name of the item, the beautiful jacket. Write down the price. And this is the most important part. Write down one honest reason why you want it.
Because it is shiny.
If that's the honest reason, write it down. Now for step 3. Close the tab, walk away, and wait.
How long do I have to wait?
The rule is a strict minimum of 24 hours. But for anything that's, say, over $100, I'd suggest waiting a whole week.
A week. And what happens during that waiting time?
The biology shifts. You eat dinner, you watch a movie, you go to sleep, you wake up the next day, the dopamine flushes out of your system, and you return to a cold state of logic.
And then what?
And then you look at the list again. And I promise you, something almost magical happens. You look at the beautiful jacket on your list, and you'll just think,
Meh. Like, I don't care anymore.
Okay, exactly. The urgency is totally gone. You realize you don't actually need it. You were just caught up in the excitement of that moment. Most of the items, they just die on the list.
That would save me so much money. It's like a cooling off period. A filter.
Yeah, it's a massive filter. It protects you from your own impulses. And here's the other great thing about it. If, after a week, you look at the list and you still really want it, you still feel that excitement, then you should go buy it.
Because then it's a mindful decision, not a mistake.
Exactly. You can enjoy the purchase completely without any guilt because you know for sure that you actually want it.
I love that. It turns shopping from an accident into an actual choice.
And choice is powerful. Now, we've stopped the new stuff from coming in, but we still have a problem.
My closet.
The mountain of clothes you faced this morning? The decision paralysis. This brings us to rule number 3.
Please help me. I need to fix my closet.
Rule number 3 is declutter first, then organize.
Declutter first, then organize. Wait a second. I think I've been doing this backward my whole life.
Tell me what usually happens when you decide you're going to get organized.
Okay, well, I get all motivated. I say, today's the day. I am going to fix this mess. So I go to the store and I buy things.
What do you buy?
I buy big plastic bins, wicker baskets, those cute little dividers for my drawers. I buy all new matching velvet hangers.
So you buy stuff to hold your stuff.
Yes, I love buying organizers. The Container Store is like my happy place. I think if I just have the right system, then I'll finally be organized.
And this is what we call the organizing trap. It's a huge industry. But here is the hard truth.
I'm ready for it.
If you organize clutter, you still have clutter. You just have clutter inside of a pretty box.
Ouch. That hurts because it's so true. I have boxes in my closet labeled MISC, and I honestly have no idea what's in them.
See, you don't have an organizing problem. You have a volume problem. You have too much mass. You cannot organize your way out of having too much stuff. You have to remove the volume first.
So I have to get rid of things before I buy the pretty bin.
Yes. And this is sometimes called the one in, one out rule. Or more simply, if you don't use it, you lose it.
If you don't use it, you lose it. That sounds simple, but emotionally it feels so hard. I have things in my closet that I call my closet ghosts.
Closet ghosts? That sounds a little spooky. What are they?
They're the clothes that haunt me. You know, maybe I bought a dress 5 years ago. It was expensive, but it never really fit right. The fabric is kind of itchy. I never, ever wear it, but I can't throw it away.
Why not?
Because I spent money on it. If I throw it away, it feels like I'm literally throwing cash into the trash can.
The sunk cost fallacy.
What?
The sunk cost fallacy. It's an idea from economics. It means you keep doing something or keeping something just because you've already invested resources into it, even if it's making you unhappy right now.
That is exactly it. I feel guilty.
But listen, the money's already gone. You spent it 5 years ago. Keeping an itchy dress in your closet doesn't bring the money back. It just adds guilt on top of the financial loss.
So by keeping it, I'm basically punishing myself every day.
Yes, you are paying rent for that dress. It's taking up physical space in your closet, and it's taking up mental energy in your head.
And there's another type of ghost, too, the fantasy self.
Oh, tell me about the fantasy self. I think I have one of those.
It's the pile of clothes for the person I wish I was. I have yoga pants, but I don't do yoga. I have fancy high heels for cocktail parties, but I prefer staying home and reading a book.
Right.
I keep all these clothes because I think someday Someday I'll be that person.
That's so common. We buy props for a movie that we're not actually acting in.
Props for a movie we aren't acting in. That is the perfect description.
So the rule is, you have to be ruthless with these ghosts. Ask yourself, does this item fit me today? Does it bring me joy today? If the answer is no, you have to let it go.
But what if I need it someday?
If you haven't worn it in over a year, you probably won't need it. And if some crazy situation happens where you do, you can deal with that then. But right now, you are drowning in someday items.
So the action step is to just purge. Get rid of the ghosts. Get rid of the fantasy self.
Yes. And once you've done that, once you've removed, say, 50% of the stuff, you'll realize something funny. You don't need to go buy those plastic bins. You don't need the organizers. Because now, everything you own actually fits in the space you have.
That sounds so freeing. Imagine opening the closet and only seeing clothes that I actually like and actually wear.
It turns the closet from a source of stress into a source of, well, efficiency and calm. That's a real goal.
I'm feeling really motivated now. I'm going to tackle my closet ghosts, even the yoga pants.
Goodbye, yoga pants.
Goodbye.
Now, we have covered a lot of ground today. We've talked about biology, economics, the psychology of guilt, but we're also here to learn English.
Yes.
So let's take a quick moment for a vocabulary review.
I love this part. Let's make sure these phrases really stick so we can all use them in conversation.
We use some great phrases today. The first one I want to circle back to is that idiom, keeping up with the Joneses.
Keeping up with the Joneses. That's the one about social comparison.
It is. And it's important to know that it usually has a slightly negative feeling. If you say, he's just trying to keep up with the Joneses, you're sort of implying that he's shallow or insecure.
Right. You wouldn't say it as a compliment. Like, wow, good job keeping up with the Joneses.
Exactly. It implies a pointless race.
Mm.
Okay, the next phrase is one we talked about with the quality rule. Make do.
Make do. This means you use what you have, even if it's not perfect.
Correct. It's a phrasal verb. To make do with something. And it has a feeling of resilience, of being resourceful.
Like, we didn't have any butter for the recipe, so we had to make do with oil.
Perfect. Or, for you, I wanted a new dress for the party, but I decided to make do with the black one I already own.
Yes. The next one is another great phrasal verb, cut back on.
Cut back on. This means to reduce something, but not stop it completely.
Right. You don't have to quit shopping forever. You just need to cut back on impulse buys.
I need to cut back on scrolling on my phone at night.
Don't we all? And finally, maybe the most important phrase of this whole deep dive, which is really our theme, peace of mind.
Peace of mind. It's a noun phrase, and it describes a mental state.
Yeah, it's that calm feeling that you're safe, you're secure, and you're not worried.
When you have money in the bank because you didn't buy those extra shoes, you have peace of mind.
When you open your closet and nothing falls on your head, you have peace of mind. It's the opposite of anxiety.
You know, I've realized today that peace of mind is actually a luxury product.
It is.
But you don't buy it at the mall.
That's so profound. You buy it by not going to the mall.
That's the big takeaway. So let's just summarize what we've learned today. We're on a mission to stop shopping and start living. What are our 3 rules?
Rule number 1, buy nice or buy twice.
Invest in quality. Don't fall for the trap of cheap things that just become future trash. Remember to think about cost per wear.
Rule number 2, the 24-hour rule. Or sleep on it.
Right. Don't let dopamine control you. Create a space between the impulse and the action. Let your brain cool down.
And rule number 3, declutter first.
Don't organize your junk. Get rid of the sunk costs and the fantasy self. Only keep what fits the life you have today.
You know, this whole conversation was kind of therapeutic. I feel like I actually have a plan now.
I'm really glad to hear that. And to everyone listening, I want to say this. We threw a lot of information at you today.
Yeah.
Diderot, dopamine, economic theories. It can feel like a lot.
Don't try to do it all at once. You don't have to, burn down your closet tonight.
Exactly. Just try one rule. Maybe just start with the 24-hour rule. The next time you're online and you feel that urge, just wait. See what happens.
Just give yourself permission to pause.
And as we finish up, I want to leave you with one final question to ask yourself. It's a question that can really change your entire relationship with your stuff.
Okay.
The next time you're standing in a store or you're about to click that button online, just ask yourself this. Am I buying peace or am I buying a problem?
That is such a powerful question. Am I buying peace or am I buying a problem? I'm going to write that on a sticky note and put it on my credit card.
That is a fantastic idea. Put a little barrier between you and the payment.
Well, That brings us to the end of our deep dive today. We really hope you feel empowered to take control of your spending, your space, and most of all, your peace of mind.
Thank you so much for listening. This is Anna.
And this is Peter. Thanks for listening to the Fluency English Podcast.
Bye.